Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest in that wonderful little town of Belfair, Washington. Hickville, USA as I love to call it. So welcome to my channel everybody. So this is my October 2025's Wednesday series of videos, video 1C. So yes, I am really going to try for Wednesdays for the month of October to do 3 videos. And I'm doing a lot of prep work, but I want to, I have received so many wonderful gifts. I really want to showcase to you some things you can do with them. So I received the Splendid Autumn, the wonderful DSP, which is still not, where is the DSP at now? Hold on. Okay, just a few of them. Just a few of them. So the wonderful Lori sent me some of the Splendid Autumn DSP. This is just a look at a few. The others are underneath a few. The package is underneath a few things. So this is a look at a few of them. So I'll be working with this DSP, with the Scenic Pumpkin Patch, which she found for me because I did not get it when it was in the catalog. And then Carol sent me the Fluffy Squirrel, which is too darling. And so we are working today with the Fluffy Squirrel and the Splendid Autumn DSP. And I'm going to make 2 things because I don't like to waste things. So we're going to use the scrap piece of the DSP to make a little bookmark. Now it's going to be a short little bookmark, but it's going to be quite cute, I think, when we're done. So let's get started here. So this is the bundle, the Fluffy Squirrel, and it's so cute. Okay, it just is. And those of you who have seen squirrels, they are cute as a button and they have such wonderful little personalities. So we are going to make a note card and a little bookmark. So I have my note card here. This is in kraft like. So this is 4 7/8 by 7, scored at 3.5. Now I've done prep work. Yes, I have. And I'm bringing in a few other things because Carol also sent me, hold on, there's a few things on top of this. This beautiful, beautiful Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. And I've already embossed layer number 1, which hopefully you can see it back here. And I used 2 pieces of DSP here. And I'm not letting any of it go to waste, and you're going to see that in a minute. So I used one, the back side, because these colors go so well together, and I didn't like anything else with it, so I used 2 pieces. You'll see, so we used this part here is this part of the DSP. And this part here, I didn't use this darker part. I used another piece, which is probably not in the stack. But you get so much. So front and backs, it's not. I was trying to look for it. There, is that it? Nope, that's not it, because I can show you the piece. I made a bookmark already with it. Hold on, where's my bookmarks? That's not it, that's not it. Where's the, oh, here it is. This is the book, or is that this? I think this is, nope, that's the one. Here's the other one. Anyways, I used 2 pieces of DSP. One for layer number 1 and one for layer number 2. So layer number 1 is 3 3/8 by 4 3/4 embossed with the Forever Plaid and 3D embossing folder. Layer number 2, this top one, is 3 by 4 3/8. I wanted a wider border, so you've got to look at that wonderful plaid embossing, right? So now for the inside, our inside layer is 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. That's our my standard layer for the inside of my card base. That we're going to do some stamping on. Now I'm going to show you. This is what I did. This is the back. This was a good read because this is this piece here. I just glued that on the back because we're going to just stamp and put a little squirrel here and just in the center. and he's going to hold this wee little book. Now, this wee little book is a stamp. Let me show that to you. Part of my, oh, it's all blurry. Of course it is. There you go. It says, love this book, because I'm making some bookmarks for the library. And I'll show you some that have been made with just scrap pieces of this DSP. So here's a bookmark, and there's the little book. Here's a bookmark, there's a little book. And I am just going to run these through my laminator and just laminate them because it's such beautiful DSP. But this one's going to have the squirrel on it, and that's why I kept it just the solid red, because the landscape of the DSP is running this way, and the bookmark would have to be this way if I kept the other side. So our little squirrel on here is going to hold this cute little book. So let's get started. These all, I'm going to put them all in the laminating sheet together. So for the review, you'll see all of these bookmarks when they're all done. So let's get started. Now, I had a scrap piece, a big scrap piece that was big enough to do all of these. Had is the word, right? So we'll just grab another, because out of my scrap bin, as you know, I have plenty of it. This was from making my caddy. This is some thick cardstock, really thick cardstock. And we're going to go ahead and stamp our wee little squirrel. And we're going to make a little, on this little scrap piece of kraft, I'm going to stamp this little stump. And I'm hoping I get 2 of them. And I'm going to stamp it in early espresso. And I'm going to use a blender pen. I should be able to get 2, hopefully. It looks kind of green, though, right now. 1. Oh, it's early espresso. Just through the block there, it was looking a little green. Yes, I saved my scraps, because look what I can do with it. I can do a lot with that. So now that that little stump is done, I'm going to take my blender pen and I'm going to blend out some of this early espresso. It doesn't like to blend a whole lot. I think I'll just blend it all in on this. There we go. And we have ourselves a nice little stump for our little squirrel to sit himself up on. And then we do need to fussy cut these out, which takes absolutely no time. And I think we're going to do a little acorn that's on the punch as well for our squirrel on our card. So I will tell you, they do prefer peanuts. At least my squirrels prefer the peanuts. And they like the ones in the shells, I think, because they can bury them better. Though I think I do dig up more peanuts than they do come spring. I'm not kidding. I'm all the time whenever I plant or go dig up grass. I'm not kidding. I do believe I dig up more peanuts than they do, because poor little squirrels, they forget where they bury them. We're going to clean up that. So we have 2 stumps for our 2 little projects. Next, we're going to stamp our little squirrels. Now, if you're wondering, why does she always use that Stampin' Pierce mat? I'm telling you, if you have never tried it with a your polymer stamp sets, give it a try. Get yourself some fun foam. Get yourself maybe a stack. I would say fun foam. If you don't want to invest in a Stampin' Pierce mat, get yourself some fun foam. That has that cushioning. Red rubber stamps have this foam in them, and that's why they tend to stamp so well. So we're going to do one little squirrel here, and this is an early espresso. we're going to try early espresso and pecan pie and see what that combination looks like. And then, guys, we're going to do some surgery to one of the stamps from the Fluffy Squirrel. How many of you thought, I wonder if that girl is going to cut up that stamp, and the stamp that is the one that says, "Go nuts, it's your birthday." Yeah, I want the go nuts. I don't want the it's your birthday, because I can do go nuts and use that for a lot of things. So yes, it's going to be a little tricky with one of the letters. So let's try full strength. If I don't like this, I can restamp it later. So let's see. Oh, he is a beautiful little squirrel. Beautiful, beautiful little squirrel. That's a keeper. That is a keeper, keeper, keeper. Okay, so let's repeat this one more time. That's a keeper. This is such a keeper. I'm going to do a Christmas squirrel. I am. You know, they should just let me go. I'm going to have little creatures on my Christmas tree. Yes. Oh, these are so cute. They're just so darn adorable. So adorable. So pecan pie is our squirrel tonight. I want to do a Cajun Craze colored squirrel because I think he will be really close to the little red squirrel that looked like a tiny little miniature fox sitting up on my fence, yelling at my dog Boone there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, we're going to keep those again because we're going to do the little acorn in a minute. So we're going to stamp this squirrel first. Such a happy little squirrel. Brave Soul is my squirrel's name in the garden. I almost was calling him Braveheart, but now he is definitely Brave Soul. There we go. So now we're going to do a little acorn. And I believe, see if you can, I can just get it like right there. And I have it here. And we're going to do the same color. Oh, no, I don't think so. I think we will do early espresso for the outline. But we got to do this mushy smushy. And then we will do crumb cake, I think would be a good choice. Or let's just blend it in. Let's just take, we're going to pick up a little bit of pecan pie. I'm just coming along the edges where you see this ink here. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to take off some of it. I'm going to put in just lightly. Oh, it works so much better when you have a good... I'm not going to wipe that off because we're going to do... Oh, no, we only need the one. So, yes, let's wipe that off. Because our other one is going to do the book. So, let's age our book a little. I might need to pick some more of that up to age it a little. This is for our bookmark. Pick up a little bit more. Okay, we got a little bit coloring. Somebody had some muddy fingers while they were reading their book. We just need the one little acorn. Like, for some reason it wasn't closing. I was doing something wrong. There. I had the slide was in the wrong position. I wonder if it's my paper at that angle I had it in. must be my angle of the paper. I am doing something funky with this. All right. How is that like not wanting to go? Why is that giving me a hard time with this poor little... It goes as soon as I take the punch out, right? It's going to punch there, but it won't punch. Okay. I'm just going to have to like do it a different. We're going to have to just repeat it as all, because apparently however I was putting that in was not the right ink spot. That was not working. So we are going to have to maybe put it here and see if I can punch it there. I would hate to waste all of that. So I'm going to pick up some more. And let's try again this time putting it this way. I think that's it. I was keeping it from doing what it needed to do. That was my fault. That was all my fault. All right, so we have our little acorn, and now I have several little sentiment strips that I die cut from the Peaceful Season dies, which now I can't find. Here they are. So it's this little one right here, Peaceful Season dies. We are going to stamp that Go Nuts, but first I have to do surgery. Now this will be a little tricky because the D and day, I'm going to have to use some smaller scissors, but it's still going to work. So I'm going to take it in here. Then I'm going to go right in between there. And it is a little, take your time if you're going to cut it. I mean, they will always go back together, these polymer stamp sets. Just try to keep a straight cut. I did just have to angle it a bit. And now I have two. Ta-da! So this is what I'm really after. That can go over here. I have Go Nuts. Yes. And some will say, oh my gosh, she is nuts for doing that. I couldn't use my thick bladed scissors because I would not be able to see it. So this we are going to stamp. We're going to first do the smushy in pecan pie, just because we'll get it inked up faster. And then we're going to take a look-see. Look at that. Perfect. And then now I'm going to ink it up in early espresso. And we have 3 chances here to get it right. 3 chances. And it's going to fit perfectly. It just is. I want to give it a minute to soak in. Look at that. Go nuts. Yes. Bye-bye. I absolutely love it. So we are going to stamp Go Nuts because I just love it. We're going to stamp this as well on our envelope. And we're going to stamp our little acorn on here. Go Nuts. Where's my little acorn? Is over here. I was almost dipped that into the pecan pie. Let's just try not to do that. And I'm just going to turn it over and add a little acorn to the back. so the envelope is done. Now we're going to do the inside. Those I can use for another card, another project. We are going to be using from the Painted Harvest. I love this, Gather Together and Give Thanks. I just think that's really, really a pretty fall sentiment. I need to get out my good old faithful that says Happy Fall, y'all, because that would have been so cute with this, but I haven't broke it out yet. So I'll have to do that here for next week's card with the little fluffy squirrel. There we have it. And of course, we're going to get a little acorn up in the corner and right here as well. And now I'm going to cover up the ink pad, and we're going to put these two little projects together. Now I can't put ribbon or anything like that on my bookmarks until I run them through the laminator. So where's my two squirrels? We need dimensionals, which I did have some out on my desk. Of course, the bookmark is not going to have any dimensionals on it because I'm running it through a laminator, so that would not work out. But we're going to center this. I mean, he's just sitting pretty, right? That's what little Zed, he knows what sitting pretty means. I think we're going to do a little bit of sponging up there on that. I think it just needs it. I just love this little squirrel. And I kind of like him sitting back here. So our little squirrel is going to go down with glue, because I just think he kind of looks cute that way. And here's our little acorn. We can actually put it in front. I'm not sure if I want to put it in front or in back. We're going to just tuck it up underneath there like that. And a little sponging. We have a little crumb cake. No. Pardon me. I think this is, nope, that's the wrong color. Pecan pie. We're going to just huff on this a little. Bring that color from our squirrel up to our sentiment color. Yes, that will do. And we could pop that up, but I don't know why, but all I really want up is my little stump. And we're going to give our little squirrel, we're going to actually, do we want it to go sideways or do I want it this way? I kind of like it going a little, we're going to do it straight, but it would be cute at a little bit of an angle. And we're going to get a little eyeball, which I should probably leave some little black, nope, those are not them. And that's little ZZ there, telling me he wants out of my stamp room, but he can wait a minute. We're going to add some little black. Diamond dot for the eyeball, because it just brings him to life. So adorable. And we're not going to, unfortunately, do that for the one here going on our little bookmark. So this is our little bookmark. And then, yes, little Zed, I'll let you out of the stamp room. I need to see if I have, I'm going to put that here. Oh, so cute. And it does need a little something, but look at that. He's reading a little book. It's so cute. It's the perfect size. It just is the perfect size little book. But it does need a little saying of some kind. So let's see what we have. Marked as red. I don't know. I think we'll do one of these at the top here. And we've just got to figure out what it's going to say. Favorite quotes, marked as red. Should say marked with an ED as red. Favorite quotes, book review. Okay, we're going to use this one, marked as red. And I'm going to cut this, so hopefully this doesn't bother anybody as well. But we're just going to cut that right off. And we're going to swap out our little acorn for this one here. And I'll do the smushy in a minute, but let's glue the inside. I'm like, we're done with the card, right? And I'm already moving on, but let's get this inside of our little card base here. You can see that's where the ink was on my glass top. So adorable. I just love him. He's so cute. My little brave soul there. All right. We need to do the smushy. And then stamp it. And we're going to do it in not cinnamon cider. I think we'll... That's going to be really dark. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll do it. So little spots can work. You see me working with them. They do a lot of things. I just can't hardly see this. Oh, really great. Really great. And then my little, I don't know why I keep wanting to close the lid. Habit. It could do with some more inking, but we're not going to add anymore. So adorable. I can't wait. I think I need just a few more bookmarks to go into a full pouch for the laminator. Mark as red. There we go. So we have two little projects for this one. My nails, I was out there. I have something, and we think it's a raccoon, knocking over my little small blue bird bath that my hubby got me for my birthday. And every morning now, Boone goes off about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we think it's a raccoon. So tonight, because he didn't do it the other night, like he was supposed to, he has to get up and he takes Boone out on a leash because we don't want to let him loose outside, and Boone barks and carries on. But we think it's a raccoon, and the raccoon is knocking over things in my garden. So tonight it's a game camera. It's a trap, a live trap, because I'm getting tired of being woken up at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Well, I'm already up by then. But 2 o'clock in the morning is for the birds. I would like to sleep at least till 5. I know I get up at 5, but I would like to sleep until then. And it's getting earlier and earlier. And then Like this morning, I didn't even put my bird bath back together. The whole thing is completely knocked over. It even knocked over my double-decker fountain, the electric fountain. It knocked it over, and that thing's really sturdy, especially when the top half is full of water, which it was. It knocked it completely over. And, you know, it's one of those old-fashioned hand crank things. That's cast iron. And that was like, yeah, it's really interesting how that happened. So anyways, this is my little note card, my little bookmark, and these are still a work in progress, just something simple. I mean, I really don't have to laminate them, but I think that they would, with the DSP, they would last a little longer if they were laminated. And I don't think I'm going to do, with these here, these simple ones, I don't think I'm going to put anything fancy on them. I'm just going to run them through the laminator probably and trim the edges. So hopefully you like what I've done, everybody. Thank you so much for letting me share what I love doing. And thank you, Lori, and thank you so much, Carol, because I couldn't have done that. I could not do this without you guys. So thank you. And I hope you all come back here and see me in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everyone.